up, folks? It's 2026. It is 2026. And I got this video. My point is healthcare. Not healthcare insurance, not healthcare costs. Healthcare. Specifically for men. And what I want to talk about is men's health. Yeah, that's an odd topic, right? Men typically don't care about our health. We're disposable. Anyhow, I'm talking about I've had a hernia that I've been dealing with 8 years. And what I want to talk about is doctors don't tell you everything. In fact, I think, hopefully this isn't hopefully this is I know, but doctors tell you what you want to hear. Let's get into this. So October 29th of 2024, I got the procedure that I thought that would basically help me. I had an inguinal hernia. That was basically went from my stomach down to my ball sack. It's pretty bad. It was so painful I could barely walk. The pain was intense. It was incredible. I don't put it on anybody. I would have been better. I would have felt better dying than to be walking around with that thing. And this is when I didn't know anything about hernias. I didn't know anything about the human anatomy about that. I had to get educated. And I think in life we are educated in our experiences. Let that sink in. We are educated in our experience. If you have experience with something, you are educated in that area. Be it whatever you're doing. So for me, I like to get educated. What is a hernia? What is a cell wall? How is the intestines breaking through the cell wall? What is this? So I dove through it. I learned a whole bunch. But the doctor never told me that one surgery can prepare you for another surgery. Let me dig into this. Hey, so my brothers out there, when you are cut open for your inguinal hernia surgery, I'm talking 1 out of every 3 men. About 30% of us get this issue. Women, they don't really get the problem as much. Very small percentage of women. But for men, good 30% of us have this issue. You have an inguinal hernia, and they cover up one spot. The spot that they cut you at, if they do not put the mesh where they cut you at, that can become a weak spot a year later and can put you right back in the hospital. I learned that from experience. I did not know this when going into surgery. If I would have known this when going into surgery, I would have told them to mesh everything up like Fort Knox. I don't want nothing to come out. Mesh my body up like Fort Knox is what I would have told them. They don't tell you this before your first surgery because you don't know anything. I would have told that doctor the first time cutting me open, so I do not have to get cut open again. Please add as much mesh as you need in my body so I don't ever have to get cut open again. Why would you ever set up a patient to have to get a surgery after a surgery? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Why would you set up a patient to have to get a surgery because of a surgery? Make that make sense. Is that not economical? Are you guys just trying to make money off the people? Come on now. Make that make sense, folks. So if you've had a hernia surgery as a man, okay, the place that they cut you open at, called the incision site, under that is weak muscle. That muscle is so weak, sometimes it will be numb, probably for years at a time. But that muscle is so weak that fat can push right through that muscle that they use to cut through to give you that mesh to hold back your hernia, causing a second hernia called an incisional hernia. Yes, it's called an incisional hernia. You can get a hernia from a hernia. Yes. And I have that. So I'm going to have to get a surgery again. Round 2. I'm going to tell them, Fort knocks me up. I don't want to come back here. Like, comment, subscribe. Get it, got it good. Bye.